crazy, 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 crazy. They say that I'm crazy, cause I want to find the things. Hard work, never lazy. Cause I want to find the things. They say that I'm crazy. I want some things to change. Do you think that I'm crazy? I won't never be the same. I got myself off pills. How you think I feel?
Hi, this is Shabreon here. I just wanted to give you a little background about my story. I am a sickle cell warrior. I have SS. My mom actually had the disease SS, and my dad had the trait. So in turn, I got the disease as well. I want to start by saying that life isn't always easy for us sickle cell warriors. We all have a story. It's our choice to be conscious enough to actually tell the story. From sickle cell disease when I was just 7 years old and she was only 25. All my life I had that limitations on myself that I wouldn't make it past 25 because my mother passed away when she was 25. Now, I've heard a lot of stories of doctors putting numbers on us, which I've had that happen too. But this is one that I put on myself. This is a limitation that I put on myself. This is something that I struggle with internally. In doing so, it made it very difficult after I turned 25, that year was one of the worst years I've ever had in life. Having one of the worst years I've had ever in life at 25 taught me a lot of things. I'm not my mother is one big thing it taught me. Even though we have a lot of qualities that are the same, I miss her dearly. I wish she was here every day, honestly. And this is why I do fight so hard to bring sickle cell awareness, because this is something I watched my mother struggle through, something that I struggled through, and I just don't ever want anybody to be put in a position to where they could have said something and they could have helped out and they could have been a support to this cause and didn't. And I didn't want that to be me, because my history goes back too deep for it to be me. While struggling with having sickle cell, having a infant child at the time, she was only about one and a half when I was 25. So it made it very hard for me to try and I was functioning, but I was very mentally unstable. I didn't harm anyone or myself, but I was just in a place to where I just felt myself existing and not living, and I felt it was very hard and difficult to wake up every morning and look at myself and be happy with what was staring back at me, because I knew that I could have been doing more, that I wanted to do more, that did not just have to be my life, and that if I was to die in that year, it would have really, I wouldn't have accomplished anything that I wanted to accomplish at that time, so I wasn't ready to go. That year, I got back close with God. I started going to therapy, started putting a lot of things into perspective, started healing about a lot of things in my life that I never got a chance to have closure over. And it put me in a better headspace. It put me in a better predicament, a better position, to be able to help others. That's always what I've always wanted to do, is to be able to help others, to see them through a tough time, even when I was going through my own. Sickle cell oftentimes make it very difficult to try and lead a normal life. Makes it very difficult to try and stay healthy mentally, because it is just as much mental as it is physical, and a lot of people don't understand that, and it took a long time for me to understand that. But now that I do understand it 2 years later, and I'm still being, what I have to be to my daughter, I'm still being strong, and I'm still staying true to myself and my mission.
We be sick like all the time. I wanted to be my own doctor. They told me I was crazy. Now doctors calling my